This is 9 News Now.
Mind Over Money is back this Friday, but with a twist. Our experts, there they are, helping people bounce back from a job loss. Katharine Giacalone has advice from the employer's perspective. We also want to hear from employers. Call us if you have a job opening. That number is 202-432-9045. We'll be here for an hour taking your calls.
Imagine suddenly being made manager at your company because of layoffs, but having little experience to do the job. Katharine Giacalone is here now with advice. She's president of KG Works, and she's also author of the new book, Oops, I'm the Manager, which is out this fall. Now, Kathy, oops, I'm the manager. That's happening a lot these days. What's some advice for folks who find themselves in the position where they're now the manager of people that they used to maybe share a cubicle with?
No, we talk about, Jessica, in the book specifically about the forgotten five. So kind of know how to communicate, know your audience, make sure you know how to collect the facts when you're trying to remedy a situation. Make sure you're honest and have respect with people, and make sure you use tact, and also make sure you know at the end of the day you get paid for putting it all together.
That can be pretty stressful when all of a sudden you're put in charge of people that you're friends with, that you have worked on projects with. How do people generally handle that situation?
You know, if they stay calm and they're genuine and authentic to really who they are, people will gravitate to them and they'll work with them, especially if they're competent and they're technically able to get the work done. I think managers get themselves upset, and it's more the manager rather than the response to the new employees.
Now, how do you handle a situation when perhaps the employees that you're now managing maybe aren't so pleased about this table being turned, that all of a sudden you're in charge of them?
Yeah, it's a lot about respect, and it's a lot about getting people involved, asking for their feedback, talking about working on a project together. I've never seen a team come together faster when they're working on a problem and trying to solve it, and everyone kind of gets a chance to kind of be at the driving wheel.
Now, what we oftentimes see with companies where this happens, where they've laid off people, they've promoted people from the ranks, then in turn those people who get promoted have to lay off some of the colleagues that they used to sit next to, that they used to go out to lunch with. How do they handle those situations?
I think that's probably the hardest thing that they have to handle. And if they separate, which is hard because we're all human beings, if they separate themselves from the situation and realize it's about the process and not about the person, it makes it a little less stressful. And they can always help the person network and find a job in other places like we talked about today. So there's always an opportunity for them to be able to network for those people that maybe did get laid off.
Now, in these times when we have been seeing mass layoffs and sort of layoff after layoff, sort of these rolling layoffs. Let's say that you're the person who's just been laid off. Some of these tips that you gave us can actually be used to maybe get yourself a new job.
Absolutely,
what are some of them?
Absolutely. The three that I like to focus on are the things that are not on the job description.
Okay.
So one, give an example about respect. How do you get people together to work on an issue? The second one is, how do you get the facts? How do you understand the situation? And how do you evaluate the situation is the third tip, and use the humor and finding the humor in the situation, the absurdity in the situation, and hopefully relieving some of the tension so people can kind of see the forest through the trees.
So I suppose maybe in these times when everybody is kind of worried about their jobs, maybe being proactive before the bad news could come to maybe set aside projects that you've sort of showcased this.
Absolutely, and it's all about the delivery. It's the confidence, not the arrogance, but the confidence that the interviewee has, and making that interviewer feel like they can handle just about anything on the job.
And you're going to continue taking people's questions today?
Absolutely, it's been fun.
All right,
Thank you.
We want to tell people to give Kathy a call.
And we want to thank all of our guests this morning who are still busy on the phones. Look at those lines crossed. I love it. For participating in this week's special edition of Mind Over Money, helping you find a job. Employers, you can still give us a call at 202-432-9045 if you have an opening. So thank you again. Hope we help you. And the lines are open for 4 more minutes.